Good Thursday morning. And guess what I'm already doing? Laundry. So one load is in the dryer, one's in the wash. 2 more loads to go after that. And I'm a little bit behind because I didn't start laundry today until 5 o'clock. And the reason being was the dog stayed in bed all night, which is unusual because they get up in the middle of the night. And I'll tell you why. Because I think they knew once they came downstairs that they wouldn't sleep on the couches. They're nervous about getting up there. Chloe got up there last night, but the other two, they're still a little bit nervous about getting up there. You know, dogs, they're like that. When you do anything where you're changing their environment, they get nervous about things. Go on, Lucy. Right after I came back from Walmart, Brian was heading out to go to a friend's, and he did. And then when he came back with one of his friends. They weren't here that long, and then they were going to leave. When they went to get in Brian's car, he's been having car trouble with his other car that he had. And the dogs are out there barking at the neighbors. He was having some weird noises coming from his car. And like with all your kids, when they get their cars, they don't want to take their vehicles in because they want to spend their money on other things, going out with their friends. Brian with buying clothes, and he's into collecting watches now, and he buys watches and stuff, and he doesn't save up in case he's got a car repair. So I thought he wasn't saving up. He did tell me before we went on vacation that, yeah, Mom, I'm saving because I got to get another car. Because this car, it's starting to act up again. I know it's going to give me trouble. I just need to get another car. So anyway, when Brian left, I heard something outside because I thought he had already left and gone. And it was a car door. And I was wondering what was going on. So I went and I looked, and he hadn't left yet. And I saw him trying to back away in his car. He must have had it in neutral or something, and he was trying to start the car, and it was turning over, but then it was going like that and then just stop. He goes, I think it might be my starter. I said, it's not your starter, it's not your battery, because if it was one of those things, it would just click as you turn your car and it'd just be dead. I said, it's not that. I said, it's sound. I said, something's really wrong. So long story short, so I don't have to bore you with the whole thing. He needed to get another car. I said, Brian, you're just going to have to get another car because this could be your engine or something. This could be a big repair. It's just not worth it. So I started looking online. He was looking with me with his friend. And then he goes, you know what? I passed by the mechanic where we take our vehicles. He goes, they have a Mazda over there, Mazda Protege. It's a really nice car. I'm going to go over there and see how much it is. So he went over, and here's the thing. It's not the main mechanic over there. It's his friend that does like auto glass repair, but he works with his friend too, like he can fix cars and things. This car belonged to his girlfriend, who I guess is a nurse or something. He goes, all she ever used it for was driving back and forth to the hospital. So, anyway, the car is nice. I'll show it to you when it gets light outside. It's a really nice car. And the body work on it is still really nice. It's got a sunroof, CD player, it's got everything. The car's loaded except it has cloth seats. It doesn't have leather seats. And anyway, because it was owned by somebody who does, you know, car work, they took care of it and everything. And it's got one of those auto remote starts, you know, so that he could start, like in the winter, he could start his car here in the house and let the car run for a little while. I got a tangle here. But yeah, it's a really nice car. And so I said, we'll go over there and check on it. And he did, and he came back, and I said, okay, well, we're just going to have to go get it. And, you know, we'll have to lend you money. You're going to be paying it back. He goes, well, I already got part of it. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, Mom, I told you back in the summer, before we even went on vacation, I told you I was saving money. He did. He had money. He had quite a bit saved up. I was so surprised that he had that much money saved up. And I'm thinking to myself, and how much more money you would have had if you weren't out buying clothes and watches and constantly going out to eat with your friends, because he hardly even eats dinner here anymore. He's constantly going out with his friends, and that's wasting money, but it's his money. So anyhow, how quickly, and I told him, I said, you know, see, that was the Lord looking out for you, because the way that that thing happened so fast with his car just dying, and the guy put that car out in front of the mechanic's place where my son saw it when he was going over to his friend's house. And the thing is, that guy just put that car there yesterday. And so he told Brian there was like 3 people total that had looked at it, and Brian was the only one that showed that he wanted it right now. So, but yeah, so I mean, the whole afternoon just went real fast like that. It's like his car died. Okay, we got to get a car. He went to go look at that, took it for a test drive. Okay, we're going to go get it. But then we had to wait for the guy to go leave the business to go to the residence to go get his, whatchamacallit, the title, you know, to go to the auto tag place. So the whole afternoon was like that. It was just boom, boom, boom. And I said to him at the end of the day, I said, so Brian, when you got up today, did you think you were going to be getting another car today? But, and the thing is too, it's a nice car, and I cannot believe, and he got a really good deal on that car. So, anyway, it should be a good car for him. And speaking of cars, Adam, who got a car this last spring, I shared that in a video, anyhow, I'm going to turn on the Weather Channel here for a second so I can see what the weather's doing. But anyway, Adam got a car in the spring. And, turn already. Okay. So, it was not last week, it was a week before. He was at work, and he came out of work, and there was a big dent in the side of his door. And so, he works at retail, so he thought somebody's cart had hit the door. And I said, no, that's not from a cart. I said, that's a big dent. I said, somebody either turning in the space or out of the space. They clobbered into you. So he had to take his car to the auto body repair. And he's been driving a little rental thing. So anyhow, the car's finally fixed. But he can't leave work early. He left work early yesterday because they told him the car was going to be ready yesterday. So obviously he couldn't take care of it. They said it'd be ready today, and I'm going to have to call sometime this morning to see when it's ready. But then I've got to drive his little rental car over to the place and go get his car. So anyhow, young people in their cars. So it's been a car fiasco for the last couple days. So would you like to go out? Okay, I will put you out. Hurry up. Still very dreary day and rainy. I'm going to turn on Christmas movies like Scrooge. Come on. I haven't seen Scrooge in a while, and I got some other Christmas movies. So that's what I'm going to do. I did all my laundry, 4 loads of laundry today. Everything's really clean and tidied up. So don't have to do that. I did call about... What are you doing? Come on in. I did call about Adam's car. Come on. I was hoping I could leave, you know, well, I was hoping that I could have left at 10:30 when I called about the car. They're still working on it. It's like, what is taking people so long? They've had it for almost 2 weeks now. Anyway, they said 4 o'clock. So it's 12:39 now. Everything's done. I'm going to relax. And I guess before I make my popcorn, let me turn this off because this will need to be off anyway. Let's see what we got today. So it's the 5th, right? Yep, there we go.
This just in. The North Pole Town Square Christmas tree was invaded by a gang of polar squirrels who raced around knocking ornaments off willy-nilly. An elite unit of specially trained squirrel grabbers is on the way to apprehend the culprits. Stay tuned for more on this ornament-breaking story.
All right. Little Irish elves, little sing-alongs for the naughty children, and now we have squirrels. Okay, whichever. And I hope later to make my cocoa that my aunt sent me. So, yes, I'm going to get cracking now and get my popcorn made and turn on some movies. And the girlies want their snacks too. They're taking Brian's old car away. I just went and got Adam's car out of Auto Body Hawk. It's been hostage for about over a week and a half or so. I want to say they've had it for quite some time, almost 2 weeks. And anyway, so, and then I was going to go out and do a picture or video of Brian's car, but it's overcast, cloudy. Of course, it probably doesn't look that way as I'm showing you out the window, but it's very gray and hazy looking. And so the car probably won't show up very good. So anyway, if the sun's out tomorrow, I'll go do it tomorrow. I have to get dinner now. What time is it? It's 4:30. I need to get dinner, and I got to go through my mail and see what I got. I brought my mail in. Usually that's Ellie that is sitting on Chloe. Lucy, that is unusual for you. You're being funny, girl. Okay, let's get this one in here. Move. Move, move, move. Okay, that's it. Well, I don't know too much what else to say for today, so I think what I'm going to do with this video, I will combine this video with a video tomorrow. Good Friday morning. I've got to make another pot of coffee. It's a little late in the morning. It's 10:15. I kind of had a bit of a late start today. And I'm going to make lebekins. I did a video on that with my, I don't know if I had it in one of my vlogs last year or if I did a separate whole video. I think I did a whole recipe video thing showing what I did. I think. I can't remember. But last year I did show it. Lebekins, or in German it's pronounced Lebkuchens. It's a German like gingerbread type. It's a cookie, but it's in the form of like, it's real soft, like a cake, in other words, but they're a cookie. If that makes any sense. So, anyway, I made my dough last night, actually part of the dough. I got to add to it today, because you got to cool it down. You should let it set overnight in your refrigerator, so that's what it has been doing since last night. I can't pop that off. There we go. And so now I got to put it all together. I got to roll it all out and get them all baked. And then I have to make the glaze that goes on. And then that will be my first recipe of Christmas cookies. And I won't be able to get back to the other ones until, I won't be able to work on them this coming week. It's going to be the next week. So, anyway, at least I can get something done here, and we can start munching on them before Christmas anyway. Oh, so while I'm making my coffee, I'll just show you what's for dinner today. Pizza! And I'm not making my pizza dough today. I make my pizza dough sometimes. But when I go visit my mom, I go buy the pre-made pizza dough coming from the Italian bakeries, and they sell them at the grocery stores up there, especially this one Italian grocery store that we used to shop at all the time. They're called Rulli Brothers. I love them. And they bring in, yeah, the pizza shells that are already made, the dough, and it's so soft. So I'm making pizza for dinner today, and Like I said, I'm going to make those Lebkuchens this morning. And then I have some dusting to do. It's wet and dreary and rainy out there. And it's supposed to start raining again here a little bit later this afternoon. So as soon as I'm done with my cookies, I got to go outside and go get wood because we need to get stocked back up on wood. And the temperatures are going to start falling, and I guess pretty quickly here in Philly land. I say Philly land because this is the Metro Philly area, and when we lived in Chicago, that's what they called it. For like people that lived out in the suburbs, but you were considered part of Chicago, they called it Chicago land. So I have not heard Philly land since I've been here, but I'm going to dub it Philly land, and maybe it will catch on. So yeah, the temperature is supposed to start falling, and the roads will be icing up by the time that people start coming home from work. So I told my husband, be careful coming home. I need to call my son because he and my husband leave work about the same time, and I need to tell him to be very careful. And you got to be really careful, especially at nighttime when you get those wintry conditions where it's one thing when it's the icy mix and all of that kind of thing, because when the road crews know about it, like PennDOT here, PA, they will go out with the salt trucks and everything. But when you just get rain and the temperatures start falling where it gets ice on the road, see, a lot of times the road crews, they're not out because you don't know if you're going to get the ice on the roads or not, and so they don't slag the roads with the salt. And what ends up happening is you get black ice where you can hit portions of black ice where the road freezes, and so that's very dangerous. Well, I made it just in time because it started to rain out there, so I'm glad that I had my hair tied up so only just a little bit of it got wet. And even with a fleece jacket, this one's hairy, so even with a fleece jacket, getting wood and all that running back and forth and carrying wood into the house, you get a bit sweaty. So now I need to pull my vacuum cleaner out. I'm going to vacuum. I've got to get my pizza sauce on to cook. And then I need to frost my Lebkuchen. And then that'll be it. I can take a little bit of a break until, see, look what people do. Look at that. I've been playing Christmas movies today instead of my Christmas music. Well, I started out with Christmas music, but now I'm doing movies. I watched the George C. Scott Scrooge earlier. This that's coming off is the Santa Claus. What do I want to watch now? I don't know. Polar Express, no. That was on the other night. Santa Claus 2. No, not really. I don't know. Oh, I just got done loading some of my videos to edit so I would not be so behind. And it's 4:34. And look how dark it is outside. Well, I'll show you in a second. I got to turn my oven on to preheat because I'm going to make my pizzas. Now see, every time I point the camera outside, even when it's pretty dark outside, it shows up light. But with it being really overcast, seriously, it looks like the sun's already gone down. It's pretty dark. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn on my outside lights. But first, I got to walk around and turn my lights on in here. And my cookies have been drying. And you're going to hear me say them a couple different ways. I told you they're pronounced Lebkuchens because in German, it's a German cookie. But a lot of people, have Englishized it, or however you want to say it, and they call them Lebkuchens. And that's, you know, what my family even has just called them Lebekins, but they're Lebkuchens, and so I go by either one of those names. So it's the same cookie if you hear me saying it a couple different ways. But anyway, look how many one recipe gets. And I've been letting my glaze dry so I can get those packed away. And I will have to get going on that here pretty soon. My pizzas will take 20 minutes. I think about 20 minutes for them to bake. And I have to have them cleared off by then. I can make them. I got room here and here to make my pizzas, but when I bring them out, I'm going to have space on my island to do that. And then, anything else? I don't think that there's much else going on, except that I got to get dinner, and that's it. I turned on Elf. I've been watching Christmas movies instead of playing my Christmas music. And I had to call and schedule for pets to go. Are you going to go out? Go on, because Mommy's going to turn the light on. I had to schedule for pets to go in for their visits. Kelsey's one of them, and she's on the table again. But anyway, Kelsey and Binks have to go for their rabies, and Lucy's got to go then after that, just for her yearly exam. So anyway, I can't believe how dark it is, but it's about this time of the year. It gets dark, what, at like 4:30, right? So that's about right. So I'm going to get all my remotes, and I'm going to turn all my lights on in here. Okay, the first of my pizzas are going in. And I was going to tell you guys, too, this is egg pizza, if you're wondering what that is. I've shared this recipe before, too. We learned how to make that from our neighbor that lived across the street from us when I was growing up. She was from Sicily.